we got a lot to get into. I haven't been able to stream as often this week, so got a lot of YouTube comments I still need to get to if you guys are waiting on those. But you know what we're doing tonight: fantasy Q&A. Anything that you guys need, starts, sits, roster reviews, trades, waivers, all that good stuff, injury updates. We do need to pay attention to the weather tomorrow as well.
It's bad.
Yeah, we're gonna, tomorrow weather may impact some of these matchups, so we'll go through that as well. Then we'll go through it again tomorrow morning whenever I am able to stream. So get in the live chat, ask us some fantasy football questions, and let's get rolling. So let me quickly go through some of the major news. So we do have a Christian McCaffrey update. He won't return for Thursday Night Football against Seattle in Week 6 when he is eligible to come off IR. I don't think that, I was not expecting him to be ready Week 6. So
yeah,
but
I heard December, maybe end of November, guys. Like they're talking about like his Achilles tendonitis or whatever is like spreading like it's like an infection or something. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on there.
So yeah, it's just like we got some sort of update. So figured I should read it. But yeah, I with Pete there, I wasn't expecting anything soon. Taysom Hill's been ruled out for Week 5. Sad. Romeo Doubs. We haven't got to talk about this yet. Suspended for 1 game by the Packers. He is not going to be playing, obviously. Jaden Reed's going to be the wide receiver 1. And Dontavian Wicks is going to be the true wide receiver 2 tomorrow. He's going to have a big day. Both those wide receivers are going to have big days. Josh Jacobs is going to have a big day. This Rams defense, awful. I will say the Packers are on the road, but I expect them to have a good day. I actually expect potentially the Rams to have a pretty good day, too, offensively. Not a lot to break down here. Romeo Doubs unhappy with his targets.
Yeah.
He had more targets than anyone on this team.
It was so weird. He didn't practice, and it was kind of like nobody really talked about like, okay, he's just not on the report. He's away from the then it's like, oh no, he's suspended. It's like, okay, damn, thanks, guys.
Weird situation. A player that I have talked about sparingly would be Bo Melton, who is the wide receiver 3 now for the Packers this week, and he's not bad. He did some things last year similar to how Dontavian Wicks did some things at the end of the season. So I think they feel confident with their 3 wide receivers, Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave, and Josh Jacobs. And who's the backup running back?
Wilson.
Emmanuel
Wilson. Yeah, there we go. That guy.
Let's see what happens. And it's a good week to suspend a wide receiver against the Rams. So
yeah. Tucker Kraft, big game. That's what we're gonna have. Big tight end game.
I do like Kraft tomorrow. Yeah, the Rams are like bottom 6 and against every offensive position.
I was gonna say everything. Kickers, even maybe.
Maybe.
I think Naverson made he made the video.
There we go. Evan Ingram is not tracking to play tomorrow, so enter Brenton Strange. The Strange man is back. The Colts are giving up the 2nd most fantasy points to tight ends on the season. So another team where the Colts are like bottom 5 or 6 against like everything in fantasy. I think they might be decent against running backs, but other than that, they are really struggling. So they're 14th against running backs. Everything else, they're like bottom 4. Like they're awful. So you can basically stream just about any of the Jags
and that's
starters.
And that's probably because like the Packers use like 6 different running backs against them. Like if they just had like Josh Jacobs hammer them away.
Yeah. I talk about Trevor Lawrence and Brenton Strange in tomorrow's video. And the Packers. But here's a big one. Trey McBride is questionable. He came off the injury report for the concussion and is now back on the injury report dealing with a rib injury. He got a little bit of whatever Taysom Hill was drinking. Trey McBride has.
He didn't even play. At least Hill played and scored 2 touchdowns. Trey McBride, what are you doing, man?
So, not good news for what was expected to be good news for Trey McBride owners. So maybe you need to pick up a tight end. Brenton Strange might be my call right now. Anthony Richardson has been downgraded to doubtful. So looks like Joe Flacco might be the guy tomorrow. Once again, in that same matchup, this Jags defense has been really bad. It's going to be a good day for Josh Downs. Going to be a good day for Michael Pittman. And we got Jonathan Taylor out, though, as well. So we'll see what Trey Sermon's able to muster up. I went through and ran Josh Downs fantasy stats with Anthony Richardson at quarterback and with Joe Flacco at quarterback. Or actually, just without Anthony,
not Anthony Richardson at
right,
quarterback.
Right. So basically, Gardner Minshew / Joe Flacco for half a game, and actually, it's slightly better with Anthony Richardson at quarterback, believe it or not, but less games played with Anthony Richardson, more games played with the rest. But I put it in tomorrow's video. I think it's 50.1 receiving yards per game with A-Rich, 44.1 without. In case anyone's wondering. But either way, it doesn't really matter if A-Rich does play or Flacco plays. I like the Colts wide receivers tomorrow because the Jags are that bad.
Michael Pittman, again, welcome back. Like, Michael Pittman owners, me, like, he is significantly better without Anthony Richardson.
Right. So I don't want to read too much into the quarterback position tomorrow for the Colts. But I still am of the belief if Flacco's a starter, it's better.
It's much better for all of
us. Brandon Cooks is on hitting the IR with a knee infection. Jalen Tolbert, just going to mention this. If you need someone to plug in and play in a deeper league, or you're looking for a stash, I think Jalen Tolbert's going to be a player who has some value the next couple games. Ramondre Stevenson got the boot. Jerron Mayo had a talk with him and benched his ass for fumbling every game this year.
Well, yeah, 4 straight fumbles, 4 straight games, 4 fumbles. There you go.
The Dolphins, 29th most points to running backs. This is a smash spot for Antonio Gibson. You know, Tajay Spears had a touchdown against them last week, you know, with Pollard having a bulk of the carries, you know, being the RB1. So I do like Gibson this week. He's still sitting like pretty lowly rostered. So if you need someone last minute, I think Stevenson could still get some touches in this game. Don't get me wrong.
He'll get the touchdowns. Watch, because fantasy hates it. He'll get the touchdowns whenever he plays Antonio Gibson.
But Gibson's 49% rostered, so I think he's a solid play. But this could be. I think it's good that you say that. This could be a situation where it's like, you know, Gibson's technically the starter, just as like you know, discipline thing, like to get Stevenson to stop fumbling, and then they still give enough touches to Stevenson. Now, if Stevenson gets touches and fumbles, then like that might be a different story. But you got Jermichael Hasty, who's had 5 touches on the season so far, is the only other running back. So I do like Gibson. If it was against like almost any other defense, you know, outside of like other bottom 5 run defenses, but because the matchup's so good, I like Stevenson this week.
I don't love 2 bad teams playing each other.
No, I don't either. I think this game could be pretty ugly.
It's bad.
You know? Yeah. Speaking of 2 bad teams playing each other, Devontae Adams and Zamir White are both out against the Broncos. So that's going to leave Jacoby Myers as an absolute sit against Pat Surtain, Trey Tucker as a good flex, and Alexander Madison as a player you can play, because he will be the true RB1 without Zamir White. And Zamir White, as bad as he's been, has gotten a lot of touches. They just keep giving him the ball for like no reason. So now the Broncos defense has not been bad. They're top 12 against the run. They're 3rd against wide receivers in fantasy. So it's not a fantastic, you know, matchup, but and it is an away game for the Raiders, but there's some value there to guys like Tucker and Madison. Devin Singletary's out. Well, he's doubtful, probably out. So, you know, here's the problem, though. I talked about this in today's video. Like, yes, Singletary's probably not going to play, but also Malik Neighbors is not going to play. So I'm a little worried here on the road for the Giants. Like, Wan'Dale Robinson, sure, coming off the heel injury, he will see the volume, but the Seahawks defense was not good last week, but they've been pretty good all season long. And the Lions might be one of the best offenses in the league. So
I don't know. They've been really
I,
bad all season until the Seahawks game. Let's remember that.
I knew that was going to trigger you, but
Hey man, the numbers are the numbers, man.
that's
But no,
true.
it's a bad spot. It's a bad spot for the Giants, even though they had 10 days off. The Seahawks, especially if they get their D line back, like you can't run on those
True.
guys.
Great point, because last week they were very, very banged up in the front of the defensive line, which really impacted the Lions' offensive line too. So yeah, Tyrone Tracy for me is more of like you got to be desperate here. You know, he's a likely lead back, but we could see touches to Eric Gray too, and Dante Miller's been elevated from the practice squad. So I'm going to err with caution. That's a stream out of desperation for me. Jalen Warren's not expected to play. Cordell Patty is not expected to play. Micah Parsons banged up, may not play. DeMarcus Lawrence is out. And this Cowboys defense is still allowing the 30th most fantasy points to running backs. Najee Harris is a fantastic start on Sunday Night Football, my opinion. And I like Justin Fields a lot for those same reasons. So keep an eye on that. Okay, I think that's about it. Khalil Shakir is out. Joe Mixon's not expected to play. We'll see what happens with Cam Akers. It's a good matchup, but do you know the Bills giving up the second most fantasy points to running backs?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, they're interior. There was like a worrisome thing going into that game against the Ravens, and then we saw what happened. Then we saw what happened.
Then. All right, so let's start cracking into your guys' questions. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Sorry, a lot to go over to start. Let's do it, ladies and gents. Ibrahim, what do I do with Mason? Jordan Mason? You keep him, you start him until further notice, and he is a must-start player this week. Fantastic matchup for Jordan Mason. Cardinals giving up the 28th most fantasy points to running backs. Don't do anything with Mason. Don't trade him. Don't bench him. Start him. Hold on to him. I don't think C-Mac's coming back anytime soon. JFRM 209. Should I flex A-Chain or Reed? Reed. Not even close. Not even close here.
My stupid dog.
Jaden Reed should have he's a lock for double digits. If you guys can afford to bench A-Chain or Hill or Waddle, just do it. Hill's the one guy where I'm kind of like, nah. He could still have that one play. Like they were trying to throw the football actively to Hill down the field. But yeah, Jaden Reed over A-Chain for sure. Start B-Rob or Higgins. I think B-Rob could be a trap because he was questionable all week. So yeah, I think he's still questionable right now. And the Browns are 7th against the running back position, if I'm not mistaken. He's good to go for week 5. But I don't blame you for calling this a potential trap because Eckler's been good when healthy. McNichols looked good last week. I still have a tough time sitting B-Rob, though.
Me too.
And my belief here is still that even with matchup in place, I think the Commanders going to have a big day. Second home game of the year. They look drastically different than they did week 2 against the Giants. I think they're going to have a big day. I think defense could go out the window here for the Browns. So I still like Brian Robinson. But I think Higgins a very good start. I think Higgins could have a big game as well. Good game script here. Ravens are at the Bengals. The Ravens have struggled. They're 24th against wide receivers on the season. So that's a tough one. Let's throw it as the poll question. Who ya starting in week 5? Hit the like.
Hit the like button.
We got B-Rob versus Cleveland. Higgins versus Baltimore. Cleveland is 7th against RBs. Baltimore 24th against the wide receiver position. All right. Let's see. Cali Loco, what's up? I picked up Flacco. Can I start him with the Storm? So, yeah, let's go ahead and check because I know that's one of the games. Weather report, NFL Week 5. Let's take a look, ladies and gents. I'm trying to find the most recent one. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. I thought it was supposed to be a lot worse than this. All right, so the London game has a chance for scattered showers.
A little cool. It's gonna be a little cool. That's
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
supposed to be windy, a little windy. Looks like Carolina at Chicago. Maybe pay attention, but it's supposed to be clear. India, Jacksonville, supposed to have scattered storms. Dallas at Pittsburgh, scattered showers, possible. I thought it was supposed to be like way worse than this. So I guess India, Jacksonville, and Dallas at Pittsburgh are the main ones to pay
I've been
attention.
I've been getting yelled at on that Pittsburgh Dallas game about Boswell and the kickers, and like it's gonna be terrible weather.
Uh,
I go, yeah, they're not gonna score from the 5 yard line, so they're gonna kick a field goal.
and also, like, uh, I think the Steelers and Cowboys are averaging 3 field goals a game. Like it's close to that. You got Boswell's a kicker 2 and Aubrey's a kicker 1. So those are 2 kickers I would still start to back you up there, Pete. Okay, so yeah, 58% chance of rain for Colts at Jags, and 56% for Cowboys at Steelers. We could potentially see a delay for Cowboys at Steelers.
Mm-hmm. Thunderstorms.
And then yeah, we got some rain for the Jets at Vikings, 48% chance. But that one's supposed to be a little bit lighter rain. I think you could still start Joe Flacco, but what are your options to where you feel like you have to stream Joe Flacco? You know, like, I think Flacco's okay, but what are your other options? Like, I don't think he's a must start player or anything. Stroh tonight. Need 2 between Cooper, Beaton, McLaurin, and Chuba. I mean, these are all guys I like a lot this week. Coop and Beaton are both in the must start video, so and Chuba is as well. And I think McLaurin's going to continue to be great. I would take Cooper against Washington. I just would. Giving up the most points to wide receivers. And I'll take Chuba. I changed my mind. Chuba's very safe. Let's play scared of the rain and say Chuba over B-Tom. Because if not, it's B-Tom against the Colts. But sometimes, here's the thing, sometimes rain games like just lead to really sloppy defenses.
Yeah, defensive slips. Uh,
Yeah.
touchdowns, broken tackles. Think that it's gonna be bad, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to panic too much about the rain here. So, but these are all very good options. So I would not worry about making a bad start here. Smoking a cat. What's up, bro? Andrews, Kingate, Wilson, Tyreek, touchdown parlay. Um, this very much worries me, but sometimes it's good. I mean, you want to go. Actually, I think the way some people look at TD parlays is if the player didn't score the week before or in the last 3 weeks, then they have a higher chance this week to score. So I get worried about tight ends. I do like Wilson. The Vikings have
a bad pass defense.
yes, officially most sacks in the NFL. Very good run defense.
They also haven't trailed, so that could also be they've trailed for 5 plays. That could also be a thing.
They gave up the most passing yards in the month of September of any team. I've been crunching stats lately, ladies and gentlemen,
The
trying to
only
put more
Yeah,
stats.
the only problem is the Jets run a third grade offense, and Brian
Yes.
Flores runs the opposite of a third grade defense. So
Yes.
they may not cross the 30.
I'm hoping my thesis is that the defense is going to go out the windows in that game.
Uh,
London. I meant to look up all the London games because I feel like
they're
defense always.
yeah, it's weird. Some games are really low scoring, some games are high
Yeah.
scoring.
So I'm
Yeah,
banking it on being a
a weird game.
slow defense game because everyone thinks it's going to be a defensive game. So I'm going with the opposite.
The Jets can't stop the run.
It's true. Big Aaron Jones day.
Big Aaron Jones day.
Start A-Chain or Sermon, or start them both. Have White, Akers, Spears, and Bixby frowny face.
I
Um,
start both. I think.
I like this is a situation I'd probably start A-Chain, but and like I'm assuming he didn't start Rashad White. He's already
Yeah.
gone. I think Akers could be very good, but he also got Dare and Google Bobble or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Agawala. He's the guy who scored a touchdown last week. He poached
Yeah, yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Agumbawale. There we go. I got it. Agumbawale, I think it is
Dude, I
pronounced.
tried to
Agumbawale.
say it in today's video, and I just left it in. And just was like, just roast me in the.
Just kill me.
Yeah, I don't even
Tell
care.
him he's got to get a starting job before you memorize his name perfectly.
Well, and then the other thing is Damon Pierce is questionable. Like he's been practicing a bit, so um Akers is in a good spot. This Bills run defense is really bad, second worst in the league against the running back position fantasy. So, um, like sometimes I get a little nervous, like Tyrone Tracy, Trey Sermon, like what we've seen out of Akers the last 2 weeks. Sometimes I get a little nervous, just like plugging in these low tier running backs, even in good matchups, because they should be, in theory, the starters. I think Sermon I'm okay with, once again, because of the matchup. Could be a rainy game. Supposedly, Tyler Goodson and Evan Hull are going to get touches too. I could see the Colts just like giving 6 touches to each running back, you know.
Or I could see the Colts throwing the ball 50 times because they know
Yeah.
we know we don't have to like they know Joe Flacco's going to start all week, and it's like we're just going to sling the rock.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is a true toss up here. You know, I'd be a little hesitant. I probably would start A-Chain in this situation. I think Spears, like if you want to go A-Chain Spears, I'm okay with that. But it's just kind of the problem is, you know, or wait, Spears is on.
Tennessee.
He's on bye week, right?
Oh yeah,
Titans on.
they're on bye.
Yeah, my bad. Um, so I'm assuming he benched Rashad White, who had what 9 points. I guess I would go A-Chain and Sermon. It's either A-Chain and Sermon or A-Chain and Akers. But there's risk with Sermon and there's risk with Akers, obviously. Tommy, what's good? Trying to trade Evans, or why are you still trying to trade? Tommy, your team is like, you've done a good job of trading. I will say that. Your team looks really sharp right now.
Because he's an addict and he can't stop. My
Trying
friend's
to
the
get
exact same
Lamb.
way.
Okay. I didn't see the Lamb part.
Why do you want Lamb? The Cowboys suck. The Cowboys could just spiral at any second, guys.
Tommy, I'm going to read your full team. If I can find it.
At least Tommy
All right,
plays.
Jaden.
Go ahead.
Yeah. How are you 2-2?
Tough league.
Jaden Daniels, Mike Evans, Debo, Kyron, Jordan Mason, Trey McBride, Dontavion Wicks, Trey Tucker, Keon Coleman, Devon A-Chain, Braylon Allen, Xavier Leggett, Garando, Rashid Rice, Hawkinson, Vikings defense. So you would trade Evans or Debo and Leggett and Hawkinson. Who are you going to play a tight end this week, Tommy, for Lamb? For just Lamb, I try to get one more. I mean, I know you're getting Lamb here, but try and just get something back. But tell them they're gonna have to drop someone anyways. That's what I always tell you guys. If they're gonna drop someone, like, at least try and get a handcuff running back or a low tier tight end or something. I mean, I think this is doable, Tommy. I'm not gonna talk you out of it. Picked up Ertz and dropped Garando. Okay, good move, Tommy. See you at the bottom there. It's doable. Do I think you need to do it? Here's the thing, though. I want you to think about your roster if you do this trade. You go to Jaden Daniels, CeeDee Lamb. I wouldn't do this. I don't think I'd do it. It's doable. But then your wide receiver 2 is Wicks. And then you got Tucker Coleman. You lose Leggett on the bench, and you lose Debo or Evans. So I just think your team is really solid right now.
Hawkinson is about to have insane value, guys. Minnesota's tight end
Yeah.
has like the highest target share. Johnny Munt, like he gets crazy looks, and that's gonna go to a guy who actually can catch a football and get open.
Don't no Johnny Munt
I
disrespect here
love
on.
Johnny Munt, but Johnny Munt is limited. TJ Hawkinson's a top 5 tight end.
Yeah, that's another thing, Tommy. And if you have McBride and Hawkinson, like you're solid at tight end, you don't got to worry. And you might even be in a position where here and there you can flex a tight end. So I would just hold as is. But the trade is doable if you want to do it. Cali Loco, Danny Dimes, Stafford, Nix, Huntley, Dalton, Flacco in the Storm. We're only referring as Joe Flacco's Flacco in the Storm the rest of the night.
Joe and the gang.
Yeah. I would go Stafford against the Packers. Packers have been pretty weak against opposing quarterbacks in fantasy. Actually, no, they're a little bit better. I'm sorry, 15th against the position. I just kind of like Stafford this week. Don't ask me why. I think the Rams and Packers are going to see points. I think the big thing with the Rams for me is it's kind of a shock to see all the injuries to this team, but this Sean McVay system, they tend to find a way to figure it out. I think they have needed a couple weeks with all the offensive line injuries and Puka and Cup going down. So I think Jordan Whittington, Tutu Atwell, Kyron Williams still at running back. I think they're going to figure out a way to start to get, competitive games going. So it's either Stafford or Flacco. I'm not starting Daniel Jones with Neighbors and Singletary hurt. No way. On the road against the Hawks. Not starting Huntley. I do think that in theory, Bo Nix could have a good game against the Raiders. He's had one good game on the season. Do I want to risk it? No, he threw for 60 yards. 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, something
Or
like
was that last week?
Yes. Who? Sorry. Typing in chat over here. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Oh, yeah, Bo Nix last
Yeah.
week, 60 yards.
Yeah,
Sorry.
negative 7.5 last week. Yes, it was Bo Nix, the disaster week for Bo Nix.
So yeah, I'm not going to find out with him. Dalton, maybe. I would start Stafford. Any of those guys can outscore each other, though. Haas, we're doing great. Good to have you. What's up? Andrea, hello. Thoughts on my dynasty trade? Jacobs for Leggett. Needed me another young wide receiver. I was a little surprised you did this trade, Tommy. I thought you were going to be rolling with Jacobs till the end. I would have traded you a young wide receiver for Josh Jacobs because my team
is win now.
needs help at running back. I don't remember what we discussed in terms of trades, but I feel like we have discussed trades for Jacobs. So I was a little upset with you, Tommy. But it's a fine trade. It's fine. It's fine. Your team's looking competitive, Tommy. I mean, you're my only loss on the season. You're right there in the mix. All right, Kelly Loco, wheels up for Wicks and Kraft. Both of them should have good days. All right, FZ, where at the bottom of the chat. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Charbonnet, Akers, Bigsby, pick one. I have Walker. The matchup is with Akers, but I just don't know the volumes there.
I hate that offense. I hate that team. I hate that offense. They're so frustrating. They should be so much better. They should score 40 points a game, and they drive you crazy.
The guy I would start is Charbonnet. I mean, even if you have Walker, if you're in a bad position, the Giants are not this like just god awful bottom of the barrel defense that we kind of tend to think they are. They're pretty well coached defensively. 13th against running backs on the season. Charbonnet has found a way to have double-digit fantasy points every game on the season. Involved in the passing game. I know the game script helped him last week, but I just like Charbonnet. I mean, it's probably going to be a big Walker day. It's a home game for the Hawks, but I'd probably roll Charbonnet here. You could go Akers. The matchup's not bad for Bigsby, but honestly, I would just start Charbs. All right, Mr. Skurs, Higgins or Pickens? Higgins or Pickens? Um, I think I go Higgins.
Rivalry game, bad
Yeah.
secondary. I like it. Bengals offense has actually been really good this year.
Mhm.
It's the defense is the problem, but
Yeah.
bad.
I like Higgins a lot this week. I think Pickens is always fine. You know what you could get out of Pickens, like decent floor. The upside hasn't really been there this year, but he is coming off of a good game.
Pickens will have an amazing catch that's either out of bounds or called back by a penalty
Yeah.
for 30
Yeah.
yards.
Um, I just lean Higgins. Higgins is a guy early in the week that I really liked going into the week, and I think he's a good start. Pickens is fine. And once again, this is going to be close. You guys can outscore each other. Pickens or Wicks? I go Wicks, Andrea. I'm not betting on Tavion Wicks this week. Barbara, start one for the flex. B Tom or Wicks? I'll go Wicks. I really like B Tom. I think he could have a big game. I like Christian Kirk, but now we got the rain, and I like Wicks more. Both these guys made the must start video. I'll go Wicks. Or did I? I don't know if I put Jaden Reed or Wicks in the video, but either way, same point. Adrian, trade Mason for Reek. Report came on McCaffrey. Practice today's injury did not reflare. Will Tua come back?
Probably. I heard he
Prob.
is. I heard he was
Yeah.
coming back, even though,
Oh.
God, yeah, there's bigger issues than Tua, guys. Just remember that.
Yeah, I think Tua is coming back. I've kind of been of that belief.
Whole time.
But Peter's right. I mean, like we have one big play to Tyreek Hill, and A-Chain doing A-Chain things mostly in garbage time against the Bills. Although he was good week 1 too, but like other than that, this offense has really struggled this year. We've talked about that over the last couple of weeks. So like, and do I think Christian? Okay, now we go. Optimism around Christian McCaffrey. I think I just keep Mason. I just feel like this is a very good question. There's just so many hypotheticals here that neither of us can answer and that you can't answer, Adrian, that you really got to go with your gut feeling. I think I would keep Jordan Mason. But yeah, maybe C-Mac comes back sooner than expected, and then Tua's back, and then Hill's back to doing Tyreek Hill things, and Jordan Mason is a handcuff. All I know is that here in week 5, Jordan Mason's playing the Cardinals, who have been awful against running backs and just about every other position offensively. And Tyreek Hill is Tyler Huntley at quarterback, so I'd keep Jordan Mason. But yeah, it's very, very tough to break that one down. Overall, I think I hold on to Mason. He just has so much value. With or without C-Mac, he still has a ton of value. Chat, let us know what you guys think about that one, though. It's definitely intriguing. Andrea, Flacco or Kyler?
Ooh, I like this.
That one's also tough. I probably still go Kyler.
Kyler gets one more week. He gets one more week. If he pulls the shenanigans again, I'm gonna freak.
Yeah, I mean they're on the road. The Niners they've improved defensively compared to the start of the season. Very start of the season, I guess I should say. I go Kyler. I'm with Pete. Give Kyler one more shot here. PPR flex Dell, A-Chain or Terry. Easy.
We like Terry this week.
Second home game for the Commanders. We're gonna ball out tomorrow. Go Terry. I'm officially, I have to start reminding people that I'm a Commanders fan because we're actually good.
I get asked in the chat of who's you guys' teams, and I always say John's a Commanders guy. And they're like, boo.
Yeah.
Can't
it's
say
a good
anymore.
year for us.
Can't say it anymore, baby. They got a quarterback.
That's right. Commanders Vikings were the best teams in the league.
That's what it looks like.
Kells, Garrett Wilson, D Wicks, JSN, pick 2. I go Wilson and Wicks here. I think Wilson, at worst, Wilson's going to get you like 10 points. But I think he's going to have a good day tomorrow. Now, a good day in this Jets offense, I still agree, is like, we'll see.
A medium day.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean JSN is always fine, but he's a little bit inconsistent. The pass catchers there, and once again, the Giants. We think of like the Giants think bad, but they're 16th against wide receivers. Like they're not that awful defensively. So I would go Wilson. The Vikings giving up the 30th most fantasy points to wide receivers, and the Rams giving up the 27th most fantasy points to wide receivers. So Wilson, Wicks are my plays. Half PPR start Atwell, Tucker, Akers. Whew. I mean, generally in half PPR, I'm just going to gravitate towards the running back and go Cam Akers here. But if you don't like Akers, I go Tucker. I think Tucker's okay. I think he definitely, the Raiders kind of find unique ways to get him the football. He's not going to have Pat Surtain on him. That's going to be Jacoby Myers' sad issue. So Tucker's okay, but half PPR, I'd probably go Akers. Barber, start one. Okay, so we hit this one. But you also have Pickens and Olave. I literally would start Reed and Wicks if I had both of them this week. But I think Olave is a good start too. It's not a great matchup for him though. Let's see. I mean, the Chiefs are 13th against wide receivers, so but the volume should be there. I kind of find Olave hard to bench, but this might be a week where I literally start Wicks, Reed, and B Tom. I'm sorry, you have to start Chase. So Chase, Reed, and Wicks, I am okay with. Kyler T-Law. What's up, Johnny? I'll still go Kyler. I'll go Kyler. We'll just leave it at that. But T-Law's a good stream this week against the Colts. Brian Robinson or Najee this week. I stick with Brian Robinson. I know he's been banged up, but if he's good to go, I'm starting him. This offense so efficient. They're at home. I'm personally not worried about the matchup. I do really like Najee this week, though. Really like Najee. DeMarcus Lawrence out. Micah Parsons. I don't know his status is right.
Just banged up.
Yeah, he might go, worst. But he's not going to be close to 100%. But he might go just because it's Micah Parsons, and they're going to give him all the painkillers in the world that he needs, whatever they do these days.
Just chopping his leg down. I could see Tomlin. Yeah. We're going to cut Micah 7 times. Just chopping that leg.
Going to shoot that ankle up. But this defense already really struggles against the run. So I like Najee a lot, but I'm riding that hot hand with B-Rob. William asks, what kind of work do you think Tyrone Tracy's going to get? I mean, that's the thing is he should be the RB1 tomorrow. I mean, he should be. But you just never know when you go blindly into a handcuff running back start situation. This matchup against Seattle, let's see, is okay, 20th against position. Eric Gray is like okay, third string running back. I mean, Tyrone Tracy's got the touches on the season, but yeah, it's hard to say. I think that the Giants are probably going to be in a position where they need to throw the football, so it's hard to say. I would call him still a desperation start. Deontay or Brian Thomas? I'll still lean Deontay, but I like Brian Thomas a lot. I do. Still lean Deontay. His volume's been very good. Should I drop Braylon Allen or Trey Tucker for Ladd McConkey? It kind of depends. Do you need the wide receiver help or the running back help? I still think Braylon Allen, very, very good handcuff to Breece Hall, has some standalone value. But if you need wide receiver depth, you drop Braylon Allen. I still think Ladd McConkey's an upgrade over Trey Tucker, and I like Tucker. So, is McBride playing? Who knows? Yeah, he's just. We don't
this
know.
Is like a real questionable. When somebody pops up late, I kind of lean no, but it's only his ribs, so it's kind of like maybe. How much is he hurt?
Yeah. We'll find out tomorrow. What that's a 4:05 game, which makes it a little bit more interesting. I would play Ertz over Conklin. The Commanders do play at 1, so hopefully we get an update. We got to drop Jerome Ford. I wouldn't drop Ford. Who else can you drop? That sucks. Try and hold out. Try and hold out. See what happens. Hopefully, we get an update before the 1 o'clock game. I would just bank on not starting Conklin though,
Yeah,
because he plays so early in the day.
that's
Trade Pickens to get Jacobs or trade Pickens to get Pollard. I mean, if you need help at running back, this is a fair swap either way. Pollard, Jacobs, both good buy lows. I mean, Jacobs is more of a buy low. Pollard's just not playing this week, but this is a fair trade either way if you need help at running back. Kelly Loco need a running back, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. We got Moss, Brown, McLaughlin, Amari, Garrett Wilson, and Wicks. Well, the good news is you can start Amari Cooper, Garrett Wilson, because they both have great matchups, and you can start Wicks because he is a great matchup. Rams 27th against wide receivers, Vikings 30th, Commanders 32nd. You got to start those guys. In terms of the running back here, it's not McLaughlin, it's Moss or Brown. And I'm going to lean Zach Moss because he's gotten the RB1 volume on the season. And I know Chase Brown's coming off a great game, but that was against the Panthers. He got more volume against Washington as well. This is going to be a more competitive game script against the Ravens this week, though. I lean Zach Moss. But yeah, the good news is you got 3 stud wide receivers to throw in there and 1 at the flex. Madison or Javonte? Good question. I'll go Javonte. It's a better matchup. The Broncos are at home. He at least had 10 points last week. I'm going Javonte, 77 yards on the ground last week. Raiders 25th against running backs. Madison's okay if you need to play him.
nope, never. Terrible. The worst.
Yeah. That's fair too. I don't think his ceiling's very high, but at least White is not playing. Vincent, what's up, bro? Moss or Sermon? I'm still in on Zach Moss this week. Yeah, I'm still good at Zach Moss, which we just briefly touched on, but Moss just a solid start. Bad matchup, but good game script. Good to see you, Vince. McDouble, what's up? Wicks or Cooper? Whoo! Love both these guys this week. I'm probably not benching Wicks. I'll put it this way: I trust Jordan Love more than Deshaun Watson.
That's an easy one on the trust.
Yeah, I do really like Cooper. I like Jerry Jeudy this week too. I might even like Jeudy a tad more. Safer floor, higher ceiling for Cooper though. Good question, Jason. What's up, man? Robinson or Kirk? I'm assuming that's Christian Kirk. I actually kind of lean Christian Kirk. I like Robinson more if Neighbors is healthy.
Yeah,
I'm kind of worried about the Giants this week.
drawing number 1 assignment. He's just not that guy.
Yeah, and once again, the Hawks struggled last week, but they have not been that bad defensively. I'm a little worried about Robinson, who I went into the week liking, and I still think like he's a player that should be rostered and is going to have, some good fantasy outings and everything. But I like him a lot more if Neighbors is playing. The Hawks are still 8th against the wide receiver position, so I lean Kirk even in the rain. Emmanuel Wilson or Ramondre Stevenson? I still go Stevenson because he gets the Dolphins. Okay. I mean, I guess Wilson still has a very good matchup here too. But I think Jacob's going to have a big week. I think it's going to be a good week for Jacobs. And Wilson had 2.7 points last week. He had the big week 3 against Tennessee. Other than that, he's done nothing. So just give me Stevenson. I can't believe he's a backup either, but
the backup.
The backup Ramondre.
Backup.
We'll see what happens. I think Pete could be onto something that we might actually see a good day out of Stevenson. In Savi, what's up? Higgins, Wicks, Brian Thomas, ETN. Need some upside this week. Well, you got to start Wicks then. I look at this 2 ways. Brian Thomas Jr. plays in the rain. Higgins does not. Brian Thomas Jr. has a better matchup. Higgins still has a really good matchup. Very close between those two. I don't think you can go wrong, but I definitely start Wicks. Are you worried about Deontay Johnson with the wind?
Nope.
No. How many windy games has Andy Dalton played in his career?
Probably a lot in Cincinnati. I feel like
Probably a lot.
probably windy plays.
Yeah. Not even joking. Probably a lot. So I'm good with Deontay.
That is a swing.
Aaron Reborn, what's up, bro? Always good to have you. What's up? Need a RB2. Is Wilson from the Packers good? I mean, who else is available? I don't want to start Emmanuel Wilson. Jacksonville game's supposed to rain all day. Should I start Kirk or go with Tutu? I'd probably still start Kirk. I do like Tutu Atwell tomorrow, though. He's a sneaky play. Talked about him in like the last 2 videos. I like Tutu Atwell, but like it's more of a desperation start. Like, and I don't see a high ceiling for Tutu. I think he's just kind of a safe floor. I still prefer Kirk. I'm not scared of the rain. Chat, are you guys scared of the rain or what? Would you start Gibson over Ramondre? Why am I starting to get a bad feeling about the Gibson situation?
Yeah,
as
right.
The night goes on. I guess. Yeah, I guess I would. Who else is there? I mean, it's just such a good matchup against. Here's the thing, like I think Gibson, even if like none of this happened with Ramondre, I think Gibson would still be a good start tomorrow. Like, it's still a great matchup. So, if I think you can ride Gibson because he's listed as a starter, but we'll see. Haas, 12-man Superflex got Baker and AR with Herbert on bye. Pick up Flacco or Minshew. I'd pick up Flacco. Give me Flacco here. Dak or T-Law. I'll still roll with Dak. Hi, yo. Half PPR. How do you feel about trading Kirk and Javonte to receive Olave, Reed, or Higgins? I don't know if that's Javonte or Jamison Williams. But either way, I think I'd do this trade. I would try to get Reed, then Olave, then Higgins. If it's JMO and Kirk, I don't think I'd trade both of them for Higgins, but I would trade both of them for Olave or Reed. If it's Kirk and Javonte, I'd trade both of them for any of these wide receivers, but I prefer Reed than Olave. Raphael, start 2 in PPR. We got Dowdle, Brown, Gibson, Tracy. I mean, hey, man, we've all been here. I would start. Ooh. I'd probably start Dowdle and Gibson. If you want to go Chase Brown over one of those two, that's okay too. Jason or Worthy for the flex? I'm going to go Worthy. I think I'm okay with Worthy this week, guys. I think that the volume has to be there. It's not a great matchup. I get that. But I think I'm okay with Worthy. Saints are 10th against wide receivers. I do worry, but
just like one big play. Like you're just relying on the one big catch from Worthy.
But I think also there's the potential that we start to see Worthy. I mean, like he just has to get volume. There's really no way around it. So, I think I'm okay with starting Worthy. He's a wide receiver 1. Kittle or Ferguson. I mean, you can't really go wrong here. Fergie, Kittle, I guess, is good to go. He's still questionable dealing with a rib injury. Let's look at matchups. I'm actually interested here. Steelers are 19th against tight ends. I think Arizona is surprisingly good. They're 11th. I think I mean, you can't really go wrong here. I think I lean Ferguson, but you can't really go wrong. Both are great starts. Garrett Wilson or Wicks? Give me Wicks. I like both this week. Give me Wicks. Never had it so good. PPR, 2 running backs and a flex. ETN, Javonte, Sermon, Dowdle, Akers, Waddle, Shaheed. Give me Shaheed. even against the Chiefs. And give me Javante. You could go ETN here too. You could go ETN Javante or ETN Shaheed. Am I being too low on ETN? I feel like he's probably still a player we got to start here.
His floor is just like it's so much lower than what it should be. Like he should be like a 15 point a week guy. And now that's like his max, it feels like. 15
That's
points.
true. Yeah, literally his highest point or fantasy day is 14.8. Bigsby is getting more. 7 touches last week. They're at Chicago. Wait. No, they're at home against the Colts. I'm sorry. That's next week. Colts are better. The Colts are okay against the run. They're bad against everything else. I think he wants some upside. You go Javante Shaheed. I think Javante will have a good week. But his ceiling's also not high. If you like ETN here, fine. Traded JMO for Hawkinson. Also added Wicks off waivers. Thoughts on the move? Got in Njoku, but also have good wide receiver depth. It's probably fine. I probably prefer JMO, but right now solidifying a good tight end is okay too. Especially if you picked up Wicks as well. Probably okay. For defense, should I use the Dolphins or Packers? Not the Dolphins. Dolphins are really banged up. Like the Dolphins are not just like missing Tua. They have a lot of injuries and a lot of defensive injuries too. I'll go the Packers, but I still kind of worry about the Packers.
Packers bad.
I mean, yeah, they're really relying on the fact that they had all those turnovers early in the season.
They still got them. They got them last week too.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, I do worry. Like, they've been fine from a fantasy perspective, but they have.
I mean, they're giving up points. They're getting beat for scores
and yards. So they're still the defense too in fantasy.
Turnovers help.
Yeah, I mean, they still had 7 points last week, giving up 31.
They've only played 2 real offenses. That's
yeah. The Colts are real offense.
Yeah, real bad with Anthony Richardson over there.
You think Will Levis is not a real offense?
His cat's paid us yet? I think he's toast on now. I think his A-Rich take is toast.
It's a long season. We'll see. I do worry about the Packers, but I would probably start the Packers over the Dolphins. I don't think that's crazy. What have the Dolphins even done fantasy-wise? Sorry, for some reason I can't find the Dolphins. Here we go. I mean, they're the defense 25. I'm not starting them against New England. It's gonna be one of those games where Jacoby Brissett throws 3 touchdowns. It wasn't a bad trade, Tommy, but I'm still mad you didn't trade with me. Dolphins, Chiefs, or Pats? I guess people are in on the Dolphins. I'd rather start the Pats in that matchup. I don't trust anything about the Dolphins right now. Plus, I watched That's Good Sports, and that's the team that got cursed this week on Brandon Perna's curse wheel. So, that's never good. I would probably go. I mean, I like the Chiefs. Like, I would probably just stick with the Chiefs. I think that's going to be an interesting matchup between the Saints and Chiefs, though. But I go Chiefs, Pats, Dolphins. McBride or Kmet? Asked Space Ghost. I mean, probably Kmet because McBride's questionable. But if McBride plays, then McBride. Kmet is a solid start this week. T-Law or Flacco? I mean, Do this top streamers of the week.
How spicy do you feel? Like how?
Right. I mean,
this is all the Joe Flacco play. If you want to roll, like Joe Flacco could score 35 points this week.
This is
Or
also the game everyone's freaking out about. Like it's raining, rainy game. Yeah, I think I agree with Pete there. T-Law's the floor and Flacco's the upside. But you got two awful defenses against quarterbacks in this game. Jags are 32nd against the quarterback position. Colts are 30th. So you're kind of flipping a coin here. Both are good starts, but we got a rain game here. Najee or Charb? I'll go Najee here, but I do like Charbs. But yeah, if you can afford to start someone over Charbs, I would still do so. But yeah, I talked about it earlier. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence out. Micah Parsons hurt. This team already sucks against the run. Panic and started Bucky Thursday. Yeah, how do all you Rashad White haters feel? Bucky Irving with his fumble and
he lost the game for the
no,
Buccaneers. Oh
no.
my god, the game was over.
Also, there's no face mask called on Bucky, but still, everyone.
I mean, they got a Kirk Cousins. It's the narrative. Too many people believed in Baker Mayfield, and that's why they went bad.
Great game though. Best Thursday night game ever.
I'm just like standalone primetime game probably, because I'm sure there's been some Thanksgiving games that are crazy. I could think of
Outside of Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
probably.
maybe, probably.
Great game. Anyways, I have give Swift, Bucky, and Javante. Should I trade Pitts and Swift for Jacobs? I have Bowers. Also bench Pitts this week. Don't worry, you're not the only one. You could do this. Do you need to start this week? Because I don't do it based off of this week though. Javante's got a great matchup, and I'm saying it again. It hasn't come up tonight, guys, but DeAndre Swift is a must-start running back this week.
I can't.
He is. And his schedule over the next coming weeks is fantastic.
How did the Bears get? The Bears schedule is so soft. It's crazy.
It is. Rams last week, 29.5 points. Carolina, you start Swift this week. It's the Panthers. They're the worst run defense in the NFL. Most points allowed to the position. They just gave up 3 touchdowns last week to Chase Brown and Zach Moss. Then Jacksonville, then a bye week, then Washington, then Arizona. It gets kind of ugly after that. Patriots, Packers, Vikings, Lions, Niners, Vikings, Lions, Seahawks. But until then, that is a bad stretch for running backs.
Their season's over. The Bears season ends very quickly.
That stretch is bad. But yeah, if you're looking at this week specifically, Swift and Javante are good starts. So I don't do this trade just purely based off of needing a start this week because you started Bucky. And like, I think if you have Bowers and Pitts, you just hold Pitts. Unless you're like dealing with a lot of injuries and he's clogging your roster. But yeah, like if you can afford to sit Pitts, like you just sit back and see what happens. Now, Kirk Cousins threw the football 58 times and Pitts finally had a good game. I mean, I guess he had a touchdown week 1, but Pitts actually looked like a real tight end who wasn't touchdown dependent because he only had 3 catches week 1. So I don't think I'd do this trade. But you could. If you want Jacobs, like I do think Jacobs is a good buy low, but Swift has scored 29.5 points and Pitts had over 15 points. You're not really buying Jacobs low in this situation. That's how I would view it. If you had to sit one between Diggs, Reed, Wilson, or Brian Thomas Jr., yeah, that's tough, man. I probably would sit B-Tom because of the rain or Wilson because of the rain.
And the Jags are bad.
Yeah. But these are all good starts, Space Ghost. Thompson, Kincaid, or Bowers? Who's Thompson?
Skylar Thompson.
What tight end? Oh gosh, I love when we have to decipher. Who could Thompson be? But honestly, I don't really care. You have Kincaid and Bowers. I would just start Bowers, especially with
Yeah.
Adams out. I mean, let's double check matchups here, but I mean, Broncos are good 13th. The Texans are better 4th. I'll just go Bowers. Cook or Connor? Cook, but you could go Connor. Very close. Was good, Albert. Chase Brown, Akers, Charb, or Kraft. Pick 2. Charbs and Chase Brown. I don't know. I like Akers, but you got to ask yourself, what's your confidence level in Akers?
Low.
You got a guy like Chase Brown. Like, it's probably not that different here. All these guys are touchdown dependent, except Charbs gets involved in the pass game. I'm not going to flex Kraft over these guys though. That's tough. Would you start B Tom over DJ Moore? I really like DJ Moore this week. Once again, I liked him last week. I like him this week. So, I think if the rain wasn't a factor, I'd be saying yes. Like if you want the upside, I think Brian Thomas has more upside. So if you want to do it, I'm still good with it. Vincent says sell CMAC while you still can. I just hate the thing that I hate more than a player being hurt or not hurt is being a headache and just not knowing. You know?
Yeah, just tear your Achilles and get it over with, bro. God,
I know.
quit jerking us
Give us,
around.
I know. We got fantasy to play, CMAC. BO6 is coming out. We're going to see Kyler turn into face Kyler.
Nice.
I hope so.
Yeah, when he quits on the team on top of it.
Shelton, would you start Zach Moss or Addison?
Ooh.
Kind of tough matchups for both these guys, but I like both of them this week. So PPR, I probably still lean Addison. But I think both are good. McLaurin, Dell, or Addison. I'm going Scary Terry here. Njoku or Parkinson Njoku. For sure. Parkinson's done nothing. Shaheed, Robinson, Whittington. Ooh, I think Whittington's sneaky this week. I think he's actually a good start. I still don't know if G. Alexander's playing or not. I like Whittington, but I go Shaheed. Gob, what's up? B-Rob, Dobbins, Brooks, rest of season? B-Rob. If I can only pick one, but I like all these guys. Why do you have to lose one? Lex, Najee or Ramondre? Najee for me.
You gotta go with the start. The known asset.
Yeah. Najee's one of my calls for the week. Kells, Wicks or Wilson? Wicks. Ramondre or Tracy? Ramondre. I just don't trust Tracy. I'll take the risk of, I don't know. I hate fantasy football. I hate these types of situations.
Yeah, let's just play some random guy who's literally done nothing. Oh, he has an awesome week.
I know, and it's like Stevenson could literally still score a touchdown in this game. That's how bad the Dolphins are. Or he could get
He's just like he's benched and he never plays. Like right, he could actually be benched.
I know. This is such a like this season just keeps getting more and more.
At least it's not quarterbacks yet. It's only all the skill positions. Last year was all the quarterbacks, so it was like, who the hell's got a guy throw into them?
I would probably personally play Stevenson, but jeez. If I drop Tucker for Ladd, I'd have to play Ramondre, Braylon Allen, or Keenan Allen this week because Ladd is on a bye. Then I would keep Tucker and drop Braylon Allen. Or I don't know. Some people are in on Keenan Allen, some people aren't. He's probably still worth rostering, but I would drop Braylon Allen personally. If you need to score right now, like get points right now, Braylon Allen's not helping you. Hunter's in a tough spot. Trade my JJ Johnson, Chuba, and Brooks for Neighbor, Smith, Connor, and Keon. I'm just gonna say no because JJ, but Neighbors is the wide receiver one, I think, still. And I like Smith a lot. I like Connor. Chuba could be losing value. Or you're trading Chuba and Brooks. So. Keon is the least valuable player here. Okay, this is a little tough. JJ v. Neighbors. Johnson v. Smith.
JJ's more reliable, probably.
Yeah, I'd probably still rather have JJ.
Just yeah, like at any moment, at any time, Daniel Jones can just be Daniel Jones, and teams
Yeah,
just like say you're not throwing to Malik Neighbors, you can't throw to
yeah.
anybody else.
I think I hold JJ in the Panthers offense, but this is close. If the last player was a little bit more valuable than Keon, I might do this. I don't think it's an awful trade, and I'm a big Devonta Smith guy. But you had the Panthers running backs locked up either way, so that's interesting. Who's the receiver the Chiefs are looking for? My guess is Christian Kirk. I mean, yeah, they might come out and make a trade. Kirk would be very interesting,
I
but
don't sleep on Devontae Adams. I've heard some
yeah,
things. I've heard some things that the beat reporters for the Raiders not saying no trade to the Chiefs. Like they didn't come out and say that right away, and that's usually like a thing that they'd be told. We're not trading in division. So if the Chiefs say we'll give you a first round pick for Devontae Adams, they might do it.
it won't surprise me. I've said that, I said it the other night. Like, it really won't surprise me. I've heard the Bills still. I've heard the Ravens. Of course, he tweeted the
Oh,
whatever.
Edgar Allan Poe
Yeah,
over there.
very random. And
Sure.
Steelers still in the mix supposedly. I don't feel like he's gonna go to the Steelers though.
No.
Like I feel like he's hunting for a ring / good quarterback play, and that's, I mean, Fields has been fine, but it's like
That's not your court. Yes, not a quarterback.
no, no. And the Steelers are like very good, but are they? Are we really considering them a Super Bowl team?
No.
No.
Are they the best team in that division? No.
Yeah. Reynaldo, Miami or New England defense? I'm going to lean New England. Is my call. I'm not trusting Miami right now. Ryan Andrews, 10-team PPR. I'm 3-1. Do I make a move or just hold? JJ, Debo, Godwin, Myers, A-Chain, Moss, Pollard, Dobbins. I mean, you could try to tier up at running back. You could try and offload Myers and sell him as a wide receiver 1. It's not going to be a good week to do it because he's going to have a bad game against Surtain unless something crazy happens. And you could honestly pair him with any running back here and try and tier up at RB. But like I would try and sell Myers and A-Chain, and like some people will want to buy A-Chain, and I don't think
Yeah.
that's the worst decision, but could go Myers and Moss. I try to keep Pollard and Dobbins though. But yeah, I mean you could try and do that, but I wouldn't trade JJ, Debo, or Godwin. I think that's the main reason you're 3-1. 2 flex PPR spots: Randall, Pittman, Stevenson, Jones. I go Pittman. Matchups too good to ignore. I go Aaron Jones. Jets have still struggled against the run. Kyler or Dak is interesting. Not the best matchup for either guy here. I'll say Dak for a floor, Kyler for upside. That's an interesting one. Niners are the Hawks defense.
Seahawks.
Yeah, so the Niners were like my must start of the week. Like if you have them, you play them. The Hawks were like one of my upside plays. Because when I put together the defensive video, the Hawks haven't played yet, and I was expecting them to have a bad game. So kind of had to present it that way. But I do like the Hawks a lot to rebound this week against the Giants.
Who have nobody. Like Malik Neighbors is not playing.
Yeah,
that's the big problem. Like, okay, their best player's not playing, and their starting running back's not playing.
That's a great point. I still think that the Niners
The Cardinals
are very good.
The Cardinals could just cook the Niners. Like we could just see a
Sure.
Cardinals offense outbreak. That scares the hell out of me.
Sure, that's the thing. The Cardinals could still end up putting up a good amount of points here. So, the upside lies with the Seahawks. So, we'll leave it at that. Niners still a good start. Niners playing a better offense, though, believe it or not. Okay, we got to this one early, I think, yeah, the chat's repeating for me. Hold on, guys.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Hold on.
chat's broken.
All right,
Hit the
pop back
like
up.
button.
If you have not hit the like button, you will lose tomorrow.
That's what my
It's a
poll
fact.
says. If you
Yes.
want luck, you have to hit the like button. Otherwise, you're
Yes.
not getting luck.
Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Thank you guys for all the fantasy questions. All right, let's keep going. I was gonna try and end the stream at like an hour and 20 minutes, but
So many
we got.
questions.
I know I gotta edit tomorrow's video.
I got to get up for the Viking game tomorrow, guys.
I know.
Crack of dawn, London time. The folks are at the game, so it's disgusting.
With A-Rich out, who would be the best option? T-Law, Flacco, Stafford. That's my ranking and tier. I leave everyone else out here. But when we're like any of these guys can outscore each other.
Joe Flacco is the best gamble. If you want to like balls to the walls, your fantasy team, play Joe Flacco tomorrow. I'm saying it right now. Flacco's either going to get you 5 points or 35 points. He's not going to be average. He's going to be awesome or bad.
Well, if the rain wasn't a factor, I'd definitely be leaning towards that.
It doesn't matter. He's a 40-year-old man. He's 8 days younger than Anthony Richardson's mom. That's crazy, but yeah, he's seen it all. Joe Flacco isn't bothered by some water.
Start one in the flex. Pittman. Speaking of Flacco,
Love me some Pittman.
we just got Dak or Kyler moments ago. I'll go Dak for the floor, Kyler for upside. Coin flip. Alave, Deontay, Wicks. Ooh, just one. Oh, that's close. I really like Wicks this weekend. If you need the upside, go Wicks. Like if you played Drake London or Kirk Cousins, But these are all solid starts. I mean, sometimes guys, it's going to be very close. You can't really make a bad call. You are going to end up making, someone's going to score more points than
Someone
the
gets
other.
a touchdown and the other guy doesn't.
Yeah.
It just
You can't get too upset here, but the upside lies with Wicks. Dowdle, Chase Brown, or drop one for Sermon. I mean, I would probably just start Dowdle. Like, I feel like he's the safest floor out of these three guys. But once again, this is very close. We're not looking at any consistency between these three.
That's like a Hail Mary like touchdown running back for any of those.
That's tough. McLaughlin, Roshan Johnson. I mean, I would rather start Roshan Johnson. Like at worst, he's gonna probably get you 8 points, 7 points.
I can't trust the Denver running back.
Yeah,
Let alone
like
against a good defense too. Like the Chargers
right.
defense is good.
Yeah, I can't trust Jaleel McLaughlin specifically. Against the Chargers, a good point too. Thoughts on Douglas rest of the season? I don't want anything to do with any Patriots wide receiver. Kendrick Bourne's coming off the pup. I don't care. I just no.
When we get Drake May at quarterback, then come talk to us about Patriots receivers.
Even then, like, that might even be worse. The way that offensive line has been. Myers or Group A? I think we lean Myers, right?
Yes, Myers was in the video this week, but
yeah,
Groupie's been just like a dog all season. But yeah, Myers safe, very safe play at home this week.
Yeah, I feel like Myers is safer.
Yeah, good matchup too. Giants are they're not bad, but they're not good. So that's what I also like.
Yes, I agree with that sentiment. Lamar or Jaden Daniels, what's up, Prey?
No.
I mean, you got QB1, QB2.
Same quarterback.
Yeah. Just play either guy. You'll be fine. Pick 2, Charb, Eckler, Leggett.
He might need the right quarterback with this option.
No. I probably go. Ooh, that is tough. I feel like this is in the catch league too.
I,
So it's
I,
PPR. PPR.
I do like a Jaden Eckler stack maybe if you're gonna go that
Yeah, I
way.
like Eckler, but then the
It's like such
issue
a
with
yeah, especially if whatchamacallit, like if
yeah,
McNichols
like
is getting these touches.
right, we got McNichols, we got B Rob is playing. It's not even a great matchup. But Eckler's looked good on the limited touch. I I'm a little worried about Leggett.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a little like worried he's not going to produce how he produced last week. Bears are a little bit tougher here. 7th against the position, but he did have 10 targets from the end zone. PPR, I'd probably go Leggett and Charps, but it's super close here. That's tough prey. Okay, sorry, never had it so good. Need 2 running backs in a flex. You only need 1 running back. Oh, my bad. Oh, okay, that helps then. Yeah, go ETN, Javante, and Shaheed. That's who I would start. Could you guys rank these? What's that, Chase? Hold on. Is my mic on? Oh, it's
Yeah,
on.
it's on.
Okay, sorry, I keep like
No
touching it.
colors, no colors. It's just not
Yeah,
fancy.
I think I turned the colors off.
Oh no, what are we gonna do?
That actually might be good. Sometimes it's not good for recording. Um, let's see here. I think Pittman's got to be 1 still.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Yeah, Pittman, Deontay, Ayuk.
Watch Ayuk
Frickin',
have the week. This Ayuk's gonna have the week this week. He's.
doesn't he always play well against the Cardinals?
I don't know. Does he still play football? Like Jesus.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up right now.
2 catches, 48 yards first half. I'm like, oh yeah, Ayuk's back. He's gonna have a nice day. Maybe get 75 yards, maybe a touchdown. Nothing.
Brandon Ayuk stats against Cardinals. Oh, dang it. Oh, that's Josh Downs. Forgot to change the name. Brandon. He has 24 catches for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns in 7 games. That's pretty good, right?
That's really good.
57.1 receiving yards per game. I feel like Ayuk could pop this week. But that's still kind of a jaded way to look at it. I mean, this is dating back to 2020.
The Cardinals defense is so bad though. It's
Yeah.
so bad.
I don't disagree. I've been thinking about Ayuk this week, and I'm like, yeah, because everyone's like super low on Ayuk right now, and I still think I have more confidence in Pittman and Deontay.
Yes.
But we might be in on the Ayuk hype. We might be the Ayuk train. We just started it.
There is no train. I have him. I'm disgusted that I have him. I hate my fantasy team at home because I drafted all of these wide receivers: Pittman, Dell, Puka.
That is tough. It's been a tough year. You should have drafted.
I drafted Amon-Ra at least, so that's cool.
There you go.
Got Amon-Ra.
Chase, you're welcome.
Running the Lions. The Lions are going to be good. I'm going to win fantasy games. That was my rule.
With the rain in Jacksonville, would you play Whittington over B. Tom or Kirk? I do like Whittington. I think he's sneaky good this week. If you have both B. Tom and Kirk and you want to kind of diversify, then sure. Dynasty 39, Bowers or Ferguson. I probably still lean Ferguson, but both are great. Swift or Cook. I mean, I probably still start James Cook, but I think Swift's going to have a good week. Waddle or Eckler. Just screw the Dolphins. Stroud or Purdy. I like Purdy.
The amount of Purdy hate I got because of my short yesterday has been crazy.
Why do people hate Purdy?
I don't know. Brock Purdy's good. Brock Purdy is good.
And you guys know this. I was huge on Brock Purdy last year. I remember people like, no, I remember Trey Lance truthers having like their pitchforks out against me. I remember the Sam Darnold truthers, which, hey, I mean.
No, Sam the man. I never doubt.
Yeah.
Never doubt.
Sam is the man, but literally Brock Purdy was my most drafted quarterback in Underdog last year. And all my teams that advanced last year in Underdog all had Brock Purdy on them. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Purdy is top 5 in the league in passing yards. He dropped back 2 spots because of Thursday Night Football, Baker and Kirk. Kirk's number 1 in the league.
Yeah, sure he is. I'll believe it when
Yeah.
I see it.
In passing yards.
Yeah, that's cool. He played an extra game. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
3 and 2. Average.
There are some quarterbacks really far back on the list, like Josh Allen's, but
yeah, Josh Allen runs though. Like, what's Josh
he
Allen's
runs.
total yards and touchdowns? Like something stupid.
Yeah, he's really far back.
Kirk Cousins is a stat patter. He'll always put up great stats. He's a good fantasy quarterback that nobody drafts. He's just not a good real quarterback when he needs to be.
He's moved up to the quarterback 4. It's just crazy. What one game can do.
That actually could help though. It's like a bad weather weekend. He might stay up there. Like you said, the bad weather could hurt everybody else.
He's going to shoot up. He's rostered in 41. He's going to be rostered in like 80% of the league.
He's a good bag. He's a good spot start guy.
Stroud gets Buffalo this week. I mean, this should be a good competitive game script. I like Stroud. Buffalo's 10th against quarterbacks. I think Purdy is a must start this week, though. I really like Purdy at home against the Cardinals.
Purdy was decent against the Vikings. Like, he was much better than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
The Rams game, he was awesome, and they lost that game. He was lights out in that game, and he was really good last week. And Purdy has been really, really good this year.
If you're watching real life football, Purdy is passing the eye test to the max. I mean, he's throwing great, accurate passes. He's in sync, control the offense.
And he's starting to run.
Yeah.
That helps out a lot, too.
He hasn't thrown a lot of touchdowns, and the run game for the Niners has been great.
Jordan Mason taking all our damn touchdowns.
Yeah. I like Purdy, but Stroud is still okay for sure. But Purdy's also been the better. Let's see. Stroud's QB 12. Purdy is a QB 14. Okay, so Stroud's been better.
Stroud's had a couple of good games, like big games too. That's what helps.
Like Stroud or Purdy, who you guys starting? Let us know, chat. Kyler or Fields? Fields hasn't really come up tonight. I love Justin Fields this week.
Yeah, I'm starting Fields again too. I like him a lot against the Cowboys.
We've said it earlier, talking about Najee. DeMarcus Lawrence is out. Micah Parsons might play, but he's banged up. This defense really struggles against the run and running quarterbacks. Lamar had a huge day against them. Fields is not Lamar, but I like Fields. If I own Fields, I'm starting him this week. Sermon or Ramondre, I mean, I feel like every time we talk about Ramondre, I'm changing an answer. Your guess is as good as mine here. You got a rain game with Trey Sermon. Maybe other players get touches. You got Ramondre, maybe still gets a lot of touches, maybe gets 0, but it's against the Miami Dolphins, run defense, 29th. I think I'd start Ramondre, but if you go Sermon, he's probably okay too. Hate that situation for you. Dak Prescott or Sam Darnold? I'm still starting Sammy D. People are scared. I'm starting
Darnold. I can't believe we've gotten to this point where Sam Darnold is just an elite NFL quarterback.
I'll start Sam Darnold until, like, that's the thing. Like, there's always fluctuation with quarterbacks. You know, like maybe if 1 or 2, you had that season like 2 seasons ago where like the top 5 quarterbacks were like super, super solid, top 7, I think. For the most part, at the quarterback position, you get a lot of fluctuation here. Darnold, yeah, maybe he walks away with like 14 points and the Jets defense plays really well, but like his floor is much closer to like 18 points per game. So I would just start Darnold.
Yeah, the only problem is the Jets run defense isn't very good, so maybe they run in the touchdowns, but he's been throwing like every week it's 2 to 3 touchdowns.
I mean, Dak hasn't scored more than 16 fantasy points all but 1 game this year, and he's the QB 8. Like, quarterback play is just bad, and Darnold has just been great. I mean, he's a QB 5, you know. He has 20 or more fantasy points in 3 games. Week 1, he had 15 points, but they also, like, the defense was tearing up the Giants, you know. I would just start Darnold, but Dak's okay too. Like, I just don't. The point differential here is still not that crazy different. Wilson, Brees, DJ Moore, Tank Dell, Wicks. You got to sit 2. I would sit Tank Dell, and I would set DJ Moore. Call me crazy. How do you feel about Brees Hall this week against the Vikings, Pete?
I don't know. The Vikings' run defense is good. The run
Yeah,
defense is good. And Brees, like, is Brees Hall even alive still? Like, where was he last week? I thought he died.
I know.
Is it 10 carries for 6 yards? He was like 0.6 yards a carry.
I think I'm still starting.
You have to, on principle,
Yeah.
you have to. You feel like an idiot if you sit Brees Hall and Brees Hall has a good day. If you start
Yeah.
Brees Hall and he has a bad day, you feel like an idiot still, but you feel less of an idiot. It's like you're just annoyed.
Sure. You could sit Brees and go Wilson, more Wicks, but I would probably start Wilson, Brees, Wicks. Hudson, Terry or Wilson? Terry for a floor, Wilson for upside. Johnny Claps, pick 2. Keon, Sutton, Dell, Jennings, Leggett, Adunze. This is gonna be super like unpopular, but I go Keon for the matchup in the game script, and I go Sutton. I like Sutton against the Raiders. He's been fine the past 2 weeks, but I think most people are going to try and start Jennings or Leggett here, which is also okay. I think Jennings could have a good game. If you want to go Jennings over one of those two, that's fine too. Is Keenan Allen a good start? I have no faith in Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen is like a
Negative faith.
I don't like Keenan Allen.
I hate Keenan Allen. In fact, he plays for the Bears.
Yeah, like if you have to start him, that's one thing, but I'm not going to go out of my way to start him. Do I drop Dobbs? I mean, you can. Like he's hitting the waivers all over the place, off and on. Like you can. If you drop Dobbs, you're going to have the chance to get him back. So yeah, I would say he might be your weakest link, Joshua. And there's even rumors he might get traded. But
Good. Get traded to a good team. Unlike that Green
Yeah.
Bay Packers. They're bad.
Dobbs like my guy too. Like I mean,
What I really am interested to see what happened behind the scenes. Something clearly, it was really bad. Clearly, that just doesn't happen.
well, I feel like skipping practice too is like
Bad.
you cannot skip practice when you're in 5th grade, you know. So, trust me, when I first started playing football, I get really nervous, and I skipped. I used to just like get too scared to go to practice. My first year of football, I like that's what would happen, and then I wasn't on the team anymore. Then
Yeah, go ahead.
I recovered from that though.
I like that.
I was in elementary school.
That's traumatizing.
Yeah.
But shout out to Tristan, got a super chat. I will not answer that on stream, but I will say the second choice you typed out, it was an inappropriate question. But the second one.
Well, I'm glad you got a super chat.
Yeah. It was a good question, but not on stream. I can't read it on stream.
Sheil. TJSN or Wicks? I mean, I'm going Wicks. If I have Wicks, I'm starting him. I like T. Higgins a lot this week too. But yeah, if I got Wicks, just give me Wicks.
Why do I feel like that Baltimore Bengals game is gonna be like something 35-31, something crazy? Like,
yeah, I like that game script too.
Defense is thrown to aside in that one.
I don't disagree. I do like, I talked about Higgins as a must start this week. Goodbye low as well. I'm going Wicks. I think the entire fantasy community is going Wicks, so he'll probably have like 12 points, but I still think he's a good start. Very safe. Lots of upside. Rolla, we got DJ Moore or Wilson. I'm sticking by Garrett Wilson here, but DJ Moore is okay. I mean, we got problems at quarterback both ways here, or at least offenses. Prescott or Darnold? We're going Darnold, baby. Keenan Allen or Ingram? I mean,
Ingram's not playing, so
yeah, he's probably not playing, so you're probably going to Keenan Allen. Was thinking of dropping Dobbins for B-Rob or Brooks for B-Rob. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I would pick up B-Rob either way. Either way.
This is the B-Rob support train.
Chuba or Swift? I'm gonna go Chuba for a floor, but Swift is a nice sneaky upside start.
Must start.
Spoiler alert, I do talk about Swift in tomorrow morning's video as a must start. But Chuba also made the video earlier. Chuba and Swift made the video for the week.
I
So
love Chuba Hubbard because we never gave up on him, and he has been awesome the last 2 weeks for us.
yeah, we talked about Chuba a lot in the offseason. Been great. Mateo, what's up, bro? One at flex. Just give me. I'm not even reading it. Just give me Wicks. But I do like Josh Downs. But give me Wicks. Shin OB, Eckler, Wicks, Addison. Give me Wicks and Addison. Benching Brees and Wilson for Chuba and Cooper. Is this stupid? It's fine. I like Garrett Wilson a lot this week. I think if you own Hall, you probably still start him. But if your gut's telling you to go Chuba and Cooper, I like both those guys a lot this week as well. Andrew, have a good night. Orak, what's up, bro? Tommy says early football. Let's go.
Cup of coffee, maybe a mimosa. I don't know, guys. It's gonna be maybe get
Eggs
wild.
and bacon.
Kegs, eggs, and football.
Let's go. Flex Coleman, Tucker, or Leggett. I'm flexing Coleman here. Khalil Shakir's out. We get a good game script. I'm going Coleman. If not, I go Leggett, then Tuck. Have Kyler bad matchup. Should I start Dalton or T-Law? Nah, give me Kyler. Parkinson or Komet. What's up, Ghost Hunter? Give me Komet. My other league start Daniels or Purdy. I do love Purdy, but I'm still starting Jaden Daniels until further notice. Would you trade DJ Moore and ETN for Debo Samuel? Probably. It depends on if you need the depth or if you're good and you want the higher upside player. It's a fair trade. Orak needs 2 wide receivers of flex. Cooper, Pittman, Wicks, Kirk, McLaurin, Leggett. Man, I wish I had a roster like this. I may have 1 or 2, but I start Cooper against the Commanders. I start Pittman. Wow. I probably start Wicks, but I really like McLaurin here too, and I like Kirk. It's probably Cooper, Pittman, Wicks for me. PPR pick 1. I love how the emojis don't show on the screen. Blue smiling face, blue smiling face. Give me Wicks. Wicks better have a good game where you guys can just unsubscribe tomorrow afternoon.
Subscribe to me if he has a bad game. That way.
Yeah. How's the weather in Jacksonville? I'm not
Bad.
there.
Sounds
I'm
bad.
not there. Yeah. Heard it's not good. Chase Brown or Akers? Oh gosh, just give me Akers. I mean, I am worried about Chase Brown in this matchup, guys. I think he could be good, but he's not going to play like he did against the Panthers. Sermon, Chase Brown, or Akers? Just give me. Gosh, I hate this week so much. I would. Can we trust Akers?
No, not at all.
I know.
Sermon, you can't trust. Sermon's like like a home run, like upside play. Like that's a big gamble. He could have nothing, or he could do really nice.
Yeah, at least we've seen Akers suck.
Chase Brown catches a touchdown, little check down.
Akers did score a touchdown against the Vikings.
He did, but that was only because it was the Vikings.
Let's just go Chase Brown. Let's go. Like I would start Justice Hill if I had Justice Hill here. So I think with the same logic, we have a good game script. Bengals, Ravens. We're flipping the script. We're in on Chase Brown. Ghost Hunter, pick 2, 1 for running back, the others for my flex spot. Akers, Gibson, Jennings, Mostert. I would go Gibson, Jawan Jennings, and Akers. I'm not starting Raheem Mostert. Just no interest. And I wouldn't start Tracy over these guys. Jordan Love or Allen? Are we ever benching Allen? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. There's just too much upside.
I love Jordan Love this week. Should throw 3 touchdowns.
Texans defense isn't very good either. They were kind of mediocre.
Yeah. I still start Allen though. I just can't.
I like Buffalo. Buffalo looked really bad, embarrassed on national television. They're going to play really well against Houston.
Pray, should I start Jordan Love or Darnold?
Mm.
I would start Love in this
Love's
situation.
a safer play.
And we still like Darnold, but I would start Love.
I don't like him.
Josh Allen or Jaden Daniels? Jaden Daniels.
What are these
Jaden,
options? These are good options to have at least. Like Pray, you're killing me with these. Lamar was he the Lamar
yeah,
J Daniels too? Yeah, like what?
you're not going to go wrong. Dak or Gino? I still go Dak, but Gino's good. I
Gino's a
mean,
safe play, like very safe play this
yeah.
week.
I like that's the problem. I see a better game script between the Cowboys and Steelers. I feel like Gino's only going to do. This could be one of those
They
Gino games where it's like
K9 with another
14 points.
3 touchdowns or
Yeah,
whatever. 2 touchdowns and Charbs gets one.
but Gino's another guy. Like if you're watching real life football, Gino's been great, been
Somehow.
very good. But he does have a couple turnovers on the year. But he's a QB9. I think Dak's a QB8. So don't overthink it here. Worried about Tyreek, replaced with Lazard, Brown, or Allen. I like Allen Lazard this week, but I'm probably just going to start Tyreek Hill.
I can't start any of these three over Tyreek as much as I hate.
Yeah.
Like that's just too much of an ask. Allen's.
If I absolutely had to, it would be Allen Lazard, who's the. I mean, Allen Lazard is a top 20 wide receiver in fantasy. Tyreek Hill is not.
No, he is not.
But I'd probably still start Hill there. I would not start Chase Brown or Keenan Allen over Tyreek. Dobbs clearly crossed Joe Dirt. He didn't cross Joe Dirt. Who's starting Joe Dirt tomorrow? Tight end. Let us know. Can I start Parkinson? I mean, I really don't want to, but yes, you can if you want to. I just I don't. His 7.3 points last week. Who else can you start? I'm not there. Echo, thank you for becoming a member of the channel. I need to update our emojis, but let's throw Aaron Rodgers in the chat for Echo. All we have is Steve Belichick,
Steve.
Aaron Rodgers, the catch logo, me and Steven's face, and my face. We need an updated face of me. And we can leave, I guess we can leave Steven for old time's sake, but we need one of Pete.
No, do not get a face.
I don't even remember how to use or how to update the emojis.
You gotta get like a editor or whatever.
I traded Hill for AJ Brown. That's a good trade.
That is a good trade.
You don't even have to look at the team. I mean, you got Godwin on the bench. You got Wicks on the bench, and Kirk and Pittman. This is a great trade. Great trade. Need to start Olave more and B Tom. I mean, I'll start Olave and I'll start B Tom. But if you're worried about the weather, you could go DJ Moore over B Tom. Sermon or Ramondre.
Jesus.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. Like with some of these questions getting really close with guys like Trey Sermon, Gibson, Ramondre, Akers, Tyrone Tracy. We're really the ship is in uncharted territory here, guys. So just to proceed with a lot of caution. And I would honestly trust your gut, but I think I go Ramondre. Josh Downs or Leggett. I like Josh Downs more. David, I really need to know the answer to this. JT's out. Do I start Madison, Akers, or Javonte? I would start Javonte against the Raiders at home. I think he's just safe. Like maybe the upside's not high, but he's safe. I go Javonte, Madison, Akers. Trade Adams for AJ Brown. I probably would. Like if AJ Brown wasn't hurt, like this would be a no-brainer. But I do think Adams, if you can't get the right, like don't feel like you have to trade Adams. Like if he goes to the Chiefs or the Bills.
I read the report tonight. He's gonna be traded before next week. It sounds like he's healthy.
Gonna be traded when?
Before next week. He's healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Like I heard, like he's not playing this week, but he's.
Oh, he's healthy. Yeah, that hamstring is.
But it's picking up a lot of steam. They said it's picking up a lot of steam.
Yeah.
So next week probably he's traded.
Yeah. So I mean, Adams is not like in the gutter here. So
He can still run, catch the ball.
Yeah.
Still plays football. Still good. I don't know if he's great, but he's still good.
Do I drop Dowdle and pick up Hill? Sure.
I like
I
Justice
don't-
Hill. I like Justice Hill
yeah, I
a
like
lot.
Justice Hill too, but you're gonna have weeks where Dowdle outscores Hill. It's just yeah. League neighbors just heard. Do I start Deontay or Hill? Once again, guys, like if you are gonna bench Hill, that's fine. But you just can't be mad if Hill has like 19 fantasy points this week, you know? Um the safer play is Johnson, but just don't forget, I mean, Tyler Huntley was trying to get the ball downfield to Hill, you know. Um Deontay's a safer play, but Darnold or Flacco, it's Darnold, no questions asked for me. I have Mayfield, Lamar, and Daniels on the same team. Um,
Please trade one of those quarterbacks for
yeah, I would
something.
I would trade Lamar or Daniels. I mean, you have the top three
You've, you have
quarterbacks,
three of it, the top
easily three of the top
top
five.
five. Yeah.
Well, and see, this is jaded because of Thursday. I mean, Baker's number one right now, but he's got an extra game. Lamar's three, Daniels is two, and Kirk is four. So, I mean, it's a little jaded right now. But trade one of those guys. I will go Ramondre over Emmanuel Wilson. Oz. I have Kyler and MH. Do you think they bounce back? Yeah, I mean MH didn't even have a bad game last week.
45-minute touchdown.
Kyler still fine. I'm getting this bad feeling if I bench Tyreek, he's going to go off. Should I go Tyreek? Yeah, this is the week of Brandon Ayuk, Kyle Pitts, Tyreek Hill, Devon Achane, and Mark Andrews. Those guys are all going to have big games. So yeah, I mean, I think T Higgins is a good start. So if you're going to go T Higgins, I'm good at that. For Pete's emoji, just put a picture of Taysom Hill.
No, I
we'll
stop.
we'll put
I
we'll put
have
Kyle Pitts.
I have like a rage face and me in a Viking helmet on my channel. Do you want to?
We'll use that one. We
Like an,
feeling
an
safe?
actual Viking helmet.
Oh, starting Evans over Andrews. Evan Ingram. Sure, if he plays. Thoughts on Addison this week? I like Addison. He's fine. He's solid. It's a tough matchup, but I think Addison's okay in the flex. Good to see you, Terry. Echo, I think I could swing a trade Monty for Puka. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Monty's like, he's a top 10 running back. I have Chase and Metcalf, Wicks, and Shaheed. You got Najee, Kamara, and Allen. So you trying to, I think you're trying to trade
Yeah,
Puka for
he's
Monty.
trying to trade Puka to get Monty.
Yeah, I like that trade for
Yeah,
you.
I like it too.
I still don't mind stashing Puka, but yeah,
Doesn't,
I like this trade.
he doesn't need him.
He doesn't need Puka. No. Chase Metcalf, Wicks, Shaheed, you're good. Yeah, good trade. Pick one, Mahomes or Prescott in Superflex. Give me Prescott. Mahomes going to do one of two things this week. He's going to have another 14-point game, going to struggle with out receiving options in a weird running back room against a good Saints defense, or he's going to come out and have 20 plus points because he's Patrick Mahomes and they're at home and the refs love them and it's an Andy Reid system. So I'd rather just start Prescott. Pray I will never trade with you. So no.
No.
Mike needs an RB2. Who's available? Adam, Gibson or Tracy, Ayuk or Josh. That's a great way to end the stream. I would go Josh Downs, but yeah, once again, we're not going to be surprised if Ayuk has a good game. But I go Josh Downs. I go Gibson over Tracy. I go Gibson. Gibson and Downs. Ayuk's on waivers though. Ayuk and Downs should be rostered. Go ahead, Pete.
From Ian Rappaport, Evan Ingram, who is listed as questionable, is a long shot to play, sources say today. 1 minute ago. So Evan Ingram out, sounds like.
He's been pretty doubtful all night, so Brenton Strange. If you guys need a tight end, it's a good matchup. The Strange man is back. You're welcome, Hawaiian King Kong. I'm glad that was the best reply ever. That's what we do here. Guys, I am going to end the stream in 3 minutes exactly, just so you guys know. Should I start Hill with Huntley, or should I bench that dude for now? That dude. Guys, is there a real answer for Tyreek Hill? He can go off. He's Tyreek Hill at any moment. He's probably the one Miami Dolphins player I would still want to start. You just kind of got to move him down to the flex. But yeah, you can still start him. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen? It's a big question mark. Doctor Strange, a good name for Britton Strange. You're right, Ghost Hunter.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Have the Browns defense, the Colts and Commanders are available, but I have to drop Emmanuel Wilson or Mark Andrews. I after the Kyle Pitts performance, hold on to Mark Andrews. Don't drop him yet. I would drop Emmanuel Wilson, or just drop the Browns. I mean, the Browns defense hasn't even been that good. You just drop the defense. Keep both the skill position guys here. Browns are the QB or defense 12. I mean, they're playing Washington, Philly, Cincinnati, Baltimore. When are you going to start them next? Like, just drop the Browns. You're welcome, Orac. Trade Ford for Jennings. If you need wide receiver help, that's fine. John, with -2 fantasy points. That strange nickname, fumble. That's me. All right, guys. Great stream tonight. Thank you guys so much for the fantasy questions. Pretty active stream all night long. So thank you guys for hanging out. More than likely, we will be back on before the 1 o'clock games kick off. We'll have the Vikings Jets on. So maybe Pete will be drunk already, won't be able to stream, or just will be too sad to stream.
No. 5-0. 5-0.
Yeah. But at worst, I'll hop on for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever, maybe longer. And we will have a video coming out first thing in the morning that I'm about to edit. So make sure you guys check that out tomorrow as well. Burrow or Fields? I think I'll go Fields and 6-point passing touchdown. But I like I think I go Burrow, but I like Fields a lot. Jennings for Ford. I mean, that's fine too if you need the running back help. I mean, Nick Chubb is starting to practice and that window's open. But Ford is still good. But he will take a hit. He'll still get touches when Chubb's back, but we'll see what happens. Apparently, Chubb really wants to play, but
I heard he's not playing this week. Soon, guys.
Yeah. We'll see. It's a fair trade. I still like Jennings. Like he's like a guy you can flex who has a safe floor, but we'll see. Hit the like or you'll be suspended for conduct detrimental to the catch fan. I love it. All right, guys. Video will be out in the morning. We'll be on tomorrow. So good luck if we don't talk to you, but we'll talk to most of you guys again if you need anything last minute. So thank you guys for all the fantasy questions. Fantastic stream. Hit the like. Do all the YouTube stuff. Link is down below. Links are down below. Sounds ridiculous to bench Hill, but Lazard is Aaron's guy. I like Lazard if you want to go for the upside. I think Lazard is sneaky this week. It doesn't sound too ridiculous. All right, so that does it. Good luck, everyone. I'm still ending the stream. So
well, yeah. Watch the panic video tomorrow. It should be interesting. We should panic.
10 things you need to know will be out first thing in the morning. We'll be streaming tomorrow. Love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. Everyone have a great night and a safe Sunday and enjoy the games. Good luck. With that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And peace.